In 2012, I set out on a journey across Europe. My task was to hunt down organisations and individuals working in the field of government financial information to discover how they were using technology in their work and what could be done to make the process of working with the data easier. Starting in Greece and travelling through Romania, Hungary and Slovakia, I also interviewed organisations from the Czech Republic and ended up in Germany in April 2013. Throughout the journey, the organisations showed me their projects, talked about their ambitions and impact, and helped me to draw up a wish list of what could be done to take their work in transparency and accountability, policy research and citizen engagement to the next level. So first, let's meet the organisations.
Vraniali, basically I'm a lawyer, but I'm working for the last 10 years or so in public financial management, where I did my PhD, and I'm collaborating with Transparency International here in Greece.
Corruption in public spending is probably the hugest problem here in Romania. We don't have an estimation on the actual dimension of corruption in public spending, but there are reports or journalistic inquiries about several contracts.
Eleanor's project, Lost Money, was one of 5 winners of the Restart Romania 2011 competition. The main objective was to make authorities accountable in the manner in which public funds are spent by centralising publicly available financial information. We'll meet some more of Romania's active civil society in further sections.
One of the things we have bumped into during our work was the incredibly low level of understanding by the public of fiscal figures, what on earth is going on and what costs $1 million and what costs $1 billion. And we thought that in order for this not to be a one-time thing, we also included little applications where you can get a feel for what's going on. There are questions to the public. There is an application, your dream budget, where you can pick a country that you think Hungary should be similar to, and then it rearranges the Hungarian spending priorities.
We deal with economic sociology and economic sociological aspect of the corruption.
The basic idea, or the main idea behind the organization, was to collect articles which are related to corruption, in order to create a database which stores corruption-related articles and topics and background materials, and so you don't have to use Google whenever you want to look up some information about your MP. We've started to develop a new database, the network, because we have realized that all the articles which we collect are important for investigative journalists and other users as well, but they just do not contain enough hard data. So we need to get more data into the field of corruption, because it's just not enough for the purposes we have wanted it.
These soft data points, the relationships between actors, are one possible indicator which could signal conflicts of interest in public procurement.
You will find who's he related to. Like, they have been at the same company, they are doing some jobs, and the related organizations also. You can check the source of the information also, so it's basically working. Mayor and members of the local government, and these are the companies who won procurement.
Ines's project, Price of the State, has interactive features to allow citizens to engage with the discourse around public finance in Slovakia. They have some interesting ideas for how to do outreach offline for the online tool.
One of the projects we did in the last 2 years is this sort of bill for government services, and it is a sort of bill that you get in a restaurant or in a bar, and you have the individual expenditures of the state calculated per capita, and there is the total sum. So we printed 80,000 pieces, and we put it into every single newspaper. So like 80,000 people were given this bill, and we still have a few thousand. So what we want to do is to do some partnership with a restaurant or some bar, so they will like give out two bills.
We mostly try to get everything that we can, and then we look at what is useful. But basically what we are focused on is data about spending of public finances, all kinds of data about grants, subsidies, EU funds, public procurements, basically who gets what money from the pool of the public finances. And then there's another type of data that we're mostly interested in, that's personal data, but not like private data, but data about persons, like who is who in the government, who is responsible for managing the public finances, who is in the positions of power, so to say, because if you match these two types of data, then you get the ultimate question, if you're lucky and if you're good enough, because you get to the point of where corruption is born, like people handling public finances and rewarding various types of grants to one another, and what the connections are. So this is what's mostly interesting to us. Apart from that, we started collecting state contracts, state and municipal contracts that have been released in Slovakia for 1.5 years now. So basically, you have the contract here. You have the possibility of embedding the contract into other web pages. You can comment on the contract. You can flag the contract as problematic or controversial if you find something there that's not right. And you know, we get the hint. You know, you are able to give us like tips for what we should check on that's not right in this contract. We have this platform, it's called Data Nest, and basically it is a database portal. We use it for the Fair Play Alliance as a part of the investigative work, has been gathering huge amounts of information for 10 years. And it's like once we decided that the Freedom of Information Act is a really good thing, we started using it, and we started requesting various types of financial and personal information from the government and from the municipalities. And obviously we didn't want it to just, be lying around here and no one doing anything with it, so we decided to put it on the internet. So we basically get these answers to the FOIA requests and we process them manually mostly, and we create a database out of that with entries about who gets what money and who decides about that money.
I'd probably say there are two categories of the projects. One of them are those that actually just bring the data to the internet. The other ones are that are collecting data and creating something new. A site that collects individual notices on public procurement. It provides sort of sophisticated business intelligence reports.
We are working on a project with another NGO, Naši politici CZ, on publishing the national budget.
I'm living in Wuppertal in the west of Germany, and I've initiated a project called Kompetenznetz Bürgerhaushalt, which basically means a network of enthusiasts who are working on participatory budgeting on the local level. And we try to develop the existing participatory budgeting system a bit further. And we try to enhance the influence which citizens have on the whole process. So for us, of course, it's interesting to understand how the money which the community has or the city has is being spent, and where the money comes from. And especially for us, it's interesting how this distribution process is influenced by politics.
About 3 years ago now, I think, we started called Hofmann, where we basically tried to take some data that had been published by the German government, regarding the German budget, and we tried to visualize it. Basically, it was one of the first, I think, data-driven visualization projects in Germany. It may have also been one of the first cases where visualization was really applied to politics in a meaningful way. What's kind of interesting is that, for example, we put this small note on the website of an house that said, if you're a state government, or if you're interested in state government, or you're interested in municipal government, and you'd like to kind of present the budget in a similar way, then please write to us. And I think to date we have received somewhere between 50 and 70 replies to that call. So there are 16 federal states, and there are in total, I think, about 20,000 regional administrations, right? And so that's one of the reasons why we decided to kind of join the Open Spending Initiative, because in order to kind of provide every one of these numerous regions and municipalities with this kind of technology and with a means to make their own data accessible to the citizens, we had to have a scalable technology in the back end that would allow us to do this with little added effort. And basically, if it took more than half a day to do this, we couldn't really scale it out. The thing we realized was really that the same project was happening in different countries, right? Where Does My Money Go was the site that we looked at when we started off in our house. And it was really inspirational for us. At the same time, we saw that different countries are doing the same thing in a variety of places. And also, if you want to kind of scale down to a local level and provide the same functionality to kind of municipal governments, to state governments, then it was clear that we needed to have some way that was abstract.
And on the notion of finding solutions that work across countries, we move to the next section. What are the issues in working with this data?